Russell Wilson.
A. For what he had to work with. I mean, not going well in the first half and then figuring out in the second half. And some of the throws that he made. I mean, before we started the show, you know how Joe Burrow has done a lot of his work this year, and he's having a great year. His team isn't. But what Joe Burrow does very, very well, which is extremely difficult to do, is step up in the pocket and almost run to the line of scrimmage, have a foot behind the line of scrimmage, and find a receiver down the field. And Russell Wilson did that a bunch yesterday. And he extended drives. He scored touchdowns doing that. That's a very difficult thing to do for a quarterback. He had some nice throws. I mean, the one to Freiermuth for the touchdown, the one to Freiermuth where he did step up, kind of run, and then throw off of the running abilities, scooting up in the pocket to Freiermuth over the middle. He did that to Van Jefferson in that route to score a touchdown. So I give him an A. He did a good job whenever it was needed without his number one wide receiver.
That's what does it for me. And I don't know that I would quite go A because the first half was so bad, but
it's bad because of him.
I didn't think he played his best ball, and I think it mostly had to do with trying to figure out what you got without Pickens. So probably not. No, he played well against Cleveland the first time. Wasn't the reason they lost the game. The second half, I thought he was great. That throw to Freiermuth, the touchdown was beautiful, but the one that you're talking about where he steps up and hits him over the middle of the field. He's thrown the ball over the middle of the field a lot more than I thought that he would coming into the season. Like, that was one of the knocks on him. He's not afraid to go there. It's not a high volume, but that throw in particular, that throw was beautiful. Beautiful. You see Matt Stafford against the Bills, where every single throw he had, I mean, you just couldn't stop Stafford. That was one of those kind of throws. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'll go B+ just to be different, just be a hipster. But I thought ultimately he had a good day. How about the offensive line? Grade the unit. Because I thought they were, I don't know if they were perfect or anything like that. I thought they got owned in the first Browns matchup, and they did not get owned in this one.
B+. B+. I just love McCormick and Frazier. Like, those two are going to be here to stay for a long time, and they're young players. It's hard to play well as a young player, especially being thrusted into a role like both of them really are. One was drafted an immediate starter, basically, and the other, was thrust into the lineup due to an injury. I think that they've gotten better every game. I think Broderick Jones has gotten better, since we've been hard on him a few weeks ago. I give him a B+. I think they did pretty well.
And I thought, we'll see, Pro Football Focus going to talk about pass rush win rate. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm guessing Dan Moore will get a bad grade. Thought he did well against Myles Garrett, who didn't make plays until the game was decided. Meanwhile, TJ Watt, first play of the game, gets a TFL. And I thought he had Jameis under pressure a lot of the time in this game. Jameis is wigglier than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he moves around in that pocket real well, kind of like you were just saying about Russ. How about Cam Hayward, dude?
Oh, my gosh, A+.
The ageless wonder. 2 sacks, was really a threat all day long. Cleveland popped a couple of runs, but on the day, you hold him to about 4 yards a carry. Nick Chubb, he had that long run of 19, which still counts. Apart from that, he didn't really get free. And then, Jameis Winston's 4 carries for 28 yards really skews things. You take those away, it's 20 carries for about 70-some-odd yards for the Browns. I thought Hayward was good. Benton gets the interception. Yep. All right, how about JPJ?
I thought he did better than last week.
Me too. Stupid penalty.
B.
I'll go. I agree. Like, the penalty annoyed me more than the pass interference penalties, because it's going to be an emotional affair, and you do the thing you can't do. And I know that you were the second guy on that, but the guy who always retaliates is the one who gets called. Just don't do that. Drives me up a wall.
What do you give him?
I'll probably give him a B+, though. I mean, you look at what Judy did, 5 for 64. He did have the touchdown, but that's doing a good job on him. Mm-hmm. He's been great. Elijah Moore, 3 catches, 34 yards. Their receivers didn't do much of anything. Mm-mm. So you got to credit all the defensive backs. All right, how about Najee Harris?
B.
He had that long run.
Yep.
Had a touchdown.
Yep.
I thought Jalen was their most effective runner.
Mm-hmm. And you'll have that every once in a while where it'll shift. But Najee's still Najee. I mean, he still gets the bulk of the carries, and they're usually positive runs. So, yeah, I'll give him a B.
Every time I look at the Steelers' stats after a game, I find myself being surprised by their rushing total. Like, it didn't feel like they were super effective. At times, again, Najee had the big run. Jalen, I thought, was really good, but I didn't think they would have run for 120 yards. Just watching the game. But every time I look at the box score, every single week, it's between 120 and 150, and it's sort of a ho-hum thing. And look, I think when they want to air it out, they can air it out, but they're still going to stay loyal and true to the running game because they're so effective on play action. Like the depth of target on play action for Russell Wilson, he's chucking that thing down the field when they run the play action, and he's been super effective. So keep it up. I'd give him maybe a B-. I'd give Jalen Warren an A, which is why I probably would not have had Cordero Patterson in at the end of the game. But you also don't expect him to fumble.
Right.
Yeah.